Erich Pilcher. I actually subscribed to the San Francisco Chronicle because I lived in the Bay Area many years, almost 20 years. They are saying that the Giants are going to offer, they're going after Aaron Judge.
I, that's fine and good. I think Aaron. I until he leaves them, I say the Yankees re-sign him. Uh, I don't see a way the Yankees let him go.
You think the Yankees are going to overpay him? This is a guy that's only had 3 good seasons in 10 years. When did he
But
come up, though? Mr. Baseball is still alive. What was he Rookie of the Year? What year? 2017?
2017, him and Gary Sanchez came up the same
Right,
year.
so now he's a free agent. And this guy has had 3 seasons. Three out
But
of
at this,
6 seasons, or is it
but at
seven?
the same time,
Oh, then
he
but we had COVID, and that shut down baseball for a while.
at the same time though we have to look at the stats. And every year his wins above replacement has went up. His batting average has went up, I believe. His hits have went up. Um, as big of a defensive liability as I feel he has improved in the field. Um, so I think the Yankees keep him because that's what they're working towards. They
Oh, can
re-signed
we show
Rizzo.
Eric? I like that echo, don't you?
Yeah.
It's more intense this week than it has been in
Yeah.
other weeks. We have you on echo. It's like
Oh,
your it's like your Gary Cooper in Pride of the Yankees, giving your speech, before you die, in Pride of the
oh,
Yankees.
I hope you don't know something that I don't.
Well, it's
It would
Gary
suck to
Cooper went
die.
on for another 19 years making motion pictures. No,
It would
20
suck to
years.
die while I'm unemployed.
Gary Cooper. That's a name you don't hear about as much anymore. 2 Oscars and an honorary Oscar. They gave him an Oscar just before he died of cancer because he was
Speaking
beloved.
of film, John, I'm reading a book by one of your favorite directors right now.
Say what?
I'm reading a book by one of your favorite directors
Are you
right
reading
now.
Truffaut Hitchcock?
No, I have not read Truffaut Hitchcock, and I really need to.
One of the first
Uh,
books I ever read about film at the West Side, West High School. Well, it's the West Side High. That's
Yep.
the real part. It's right
okay.
there
Yeah.
I,
in concrete.
Yeah.
And I read
I
that. This is New
the new
England. It's not like South Dakota, where Eric's from, or Ashton Beulah or whatever. We have a great tradition of books, so we always had a great library. I hear that in Iowa or Nebraska, you guys have to burn the books in winter for heat. Is that true? When you run out of corn husks?
no, I live in the sophisticated part of town, John, where
Ooh.
we don't have to do that.
You don't have the pigs living inside with you, and the
No,
mud. You live in the side, and you have the cows on top of the roof. I saw that in not Unforgiven, but the Unforgiven, the John Huston film. But of course, they were in Texas.
no, we actually here in Cedar Rapids, we have an amazing library here. 2 levels, tons of books, great technology center. So, yeah.
You should have seen the look Mikey just gave. He doesn't believe you. And they have a
Mikey
nice
got hurt.
they have an incinerator for the books at our band, right?
No, our library is actually very big into the banned books week. They really push it out there. They have the books on display that are banned for people to check out. And
I think I like book burning myself. It creates a market. It gets the sales rolling, and bands do usually too. I wish somebody would ban my book. Then somebody might have actually heard about it. Well,
um,
what do you think about Aaron Judge, Mikey?
Um, he'll go wherever. Who? He'll go
The
wherever.
highest price?
Highest price.
They see in the San Francisco Chronicle, Eric. They're talking about that he's soured on New York because of what happened to him, the abuse he took during his pathetic postseason.
But he can sour on it all he wants. The thing to keep in mind here is that baseball is a business. And next year, the biggest free agent, probably in the last 30 years, will be available in Shohei Ohtani.
Right.
So teams are going to be less willing to spend this offseason than they will be next offseason, because all the teams that would want to spend on Judge this offseason are in Ohtani running next offseason.
So you're saying that's going to suppress his value, and the Yankees can match any offer he has. Now, what this Chronicle is saying that 10 years, $30 million, and the Giants should pay it because he.
No.
What do you mean, no? Are you his agent?
No, I mean, if he gets that deal, sign it. I don't think he's worth $300 million.
Well, I don't know. What are the Yankees going to do?
But
what do they have to
replace?
replace?
What's he going to do in San Francisco? San Francisco is not a hitter's park. He can't. His numbers are going to drop playing in San Francisco for 81 games.
Well, he's a right-handed hitter, and Barry Bonds was a lefty. He, grew up. Barry Bonds was one of his favorite players, but not the favorite player. But he was a Giants fan.
That's fine and good, but someone needs to come out and say, "Hey, buddy, you at I don't think it's still called Pacific Bell Park. But you play in San Francisco for 81 games. It's not going to be all rise. It's going to be all out because you're going to hit a lot of fly balls."
Well, coming into the National League is not what it used to be, It's just, I don't even think they should have National League and AL MVPs and Cy Youngs anymore. Should just be one. Because it is one league now. It's one league.
Yep.
They should be conferences, National Conference, American Conference. So, him moving over to the National League is not going to give him any advantage or disadvantage. But going to San Francisco is going to take the heat off of him. This is a guy that wears a collar. I saw a movie when I was a kid, I can't remember who was in it, where they put, I think it was Tony Curtis, and they put him in an ox's yoke, one of these big things. I think it was a movie with Ernest Borgnine and Kirk Douglas. Or, so many Tony Curtis movies, I'm a baby boomer, are so much alike, like these Alibaba and stuff like that. But, this is a guy that has like the collar on him, the choke collar. That's the size, Now, I know Mikey's too young, but you're from Iowa, right? And so I know their oxen being, probably right backyard here. Well, why are you looking at your watch? I caught you.
Actually, I had a notification come in, so I just deleted it.
I think that you should have, for the background, instead of this was appropriate that, let's see him again. It was appropriate last week, like the type of size, but I would like to see something with oxen, a real Iowa type of thing. Was Grant Wood from Iowa? Grant Wood?
Let me see what I can do for it to
appease.
But
getting to the caller, Aaron Judge is the greatest choke artist of his generation. What do you think?
Totally agree.
Oh yeah, it's shameful. He's a bum.
That's a little unfair.
If he had the goods, if he could have delivered, he'd be talking 10 years, $45 million. Talking like some type of basketball contract. So you think the Yankees are going to sign him? Who's on?
I think
what other free agents are there? And why wouldn't the Yankees wait for Ohtani?
Well, because the Yankees have pitching. And the Yankees, under Hankenhaus Steinbrenner, have not spent money on pitching. the Yankees could, if they lose Judge, they're going to wait for Ohtani.
I'll tell you what, I'm a Red Sox fan for all my life. And, well, I was a Yankees fan when I was a little boy because that's all there was. They won 5 straight American League titles. So, Mickey Mantle, he was always in the World Series. But you can never have too much pitching. The Dodgers got into the World Series in the 60s. My God, pitching. They only had 2 pitchers, too.
I do agree with that, but sadly, Hank and Hal Steinbrenner don't see it that way.
Who's the other? There's only Hank's dead, right? Or is Hal dead?
No, I think they're both still alive.
No, the older one, the fat one died. Because I wrote an article for Yahoo News, Tweedledum and Tweedledummer. Hal's still alive. He was the mother's favorite. Yeah, but he's no great brains. Look at the Yankees have won 1 world championship in they won in 2001.
2009 was the last time they won.
So we're talking 21 years. They've only won 1 world championship.
2. They won in 2009.
No, I said 21 years, not 22.
But I'm saying they won in 2009.
Didn't I say that they won 1, or am I having a senior moment again? I've noticed.
You're saying they won 1, but they've won 2 since 2001.
See, one of the reasons I'd like to tape shows with you is because then I could cut out the senior moments. So when I watch it, I notice that I say stuff that I didn't mean to say. Aren't you going to join in the conversation? And I know that you need a new girlfriend.
No. I was just verifying some information.
About what? About what's her name?
No. I was trying. Hank died in 2020.
Hank is dead. And, none of that.
Sad.
Why is it sad? He was a Yankees,
Wow.
I tell you some stories off camera, but I won't. It was so awful to go to the old Yankee Stadium. You'd go into that old Yankee Stadium. It was beautiful. The field is gorgeous, like emerald. But it was like really old and stuff. And you'd have really good seats because my friend had season tickets right in the first mezzanine, right over home plate. But the fans were so awful. And if you wore any hat, I wore a Fisher Cats hat, and my friend says, "Oh, they're going to think that's like a Red Sox affiliate."
When it's a Toronto affiliate.
Right, but they were so obnoxious. Yeah, unlike Red Sox fans who are always so gracious to out of. I saw some wicked fights at Fenway Park. Used to have to wear batting helmets in the 70s when you'd go into Yankee Stadium. Red Sox. They'd throw bottles at you. That was before they had family-friendly baseball. Yeah. Somehow it was different back then, Erich.
I don't know. It's just a gut feeling I have. I think the Yankees re-sign him.
I miss the holdouts, where the guy has a great season. Then he says, I'm just going to sell insurance until you give me my $25,000.
Yeah, that doesn't happen now.
That's not Iowa. Iowa's flat.
We have hills.
You don't have hills in Iowa. I've driven through Iowa.
Yes, we do.
Well, you have that big gorge where the Mississippi comes through. Or is it Nebraska that's totally flat?
It's Nebraska that's totally flat.
My God, have you ever driven through Nebraska?
No.
It is so monotonous.
All it is literally wheat fields.
Oh, and where's the cattle pens? Maybe that's on 40. No, when you get west, you see those big cattle, big fenced-in ranches with cattle.
You actually see that,
very exciting show today,
outside of Sioux City here in Iowa.
What did he say? I can't really hear him with the echo.
An hour outside of Sioux City, you see the really big cattle. Sioux City's right on the Iowa-Nebraska border.
I want to take bets. What's this guy's name? How do you pronounce Puig, who got busted for gambling?
Yasiel Puig.
I just find this embrace of Major League Baseball with gambling to be atrocious and offensive. And I doubt that this guy's the only one that's not gambling.
The the issue with Puig is he lied to investigators. It isn't so much the gambling, it's he lied under oath.
Oh, come on. Gambling was the number one offense. If you go into any minor league team, go over to the Fisher Cats.
Yeah.
Joel and I once went up to the press room because he said, because Charlie Sherman used to be up there,
Yeah.
but he wasn't there anymore. And so we could go get the free spread, and they threw us out. But you go in, and on the clubhouse door, it's the thing. Gambling, it's like gambling is strictly forbidden.
I mean,
It's
I think the issue with Puig, Yasiel Puig has had a lot of run-ins with the law. And I think with him now, it's just finally the straw that broke the camel's back.
Well, the thing is, the other people that are gambling and throwing games and such, they're much better at it,
I mean, something to be said there, certainly.
Hal Chase was one of the greatest ball players ever, the first baseman for the old Highlanders that became the New York Yankees. Babe Ruth said he was one of the greatest hitters he ever saw, but the senior moments. He is not in the Hall of Fame because he was a cheater, notorious.
And Pete Welsh is still trying to get back in.
Pete won't admit what he did. He won't really admit it. And they blame him for killing Bart Giamatti. He gave Bart a heart attack. But I have a friend who was at Yale when Bart was the president of Yale, and he said he would eat with the students. Everybody loved him, but he'd be eating and he had a cigarette in one hand. He's eating too. But Pete Rose killed Bart Giamatti. What?
That's how I want to go out. I want to be eating a big bowl of pasta, fork in one hand, cigarette in the other.
I can't imagine you smoking. Maybe some cannabis.
That sounds like a champ's way to go out.
Do you grow cannabis in Iowa?
No.
Why not?
It is still criminalized in Iowa.
Maybe that's why you're going to lose the Iowa caucuses,
Maybe.
They don't, they used to serve, when you used to be a journalist, you didn't get paid much. The top sports columnists in San Francisco in the early 90s, they only got like $55,000 a year. Geez, the guy who was the editor of the San Francisco Examiner who married Sharon Stone only made $75K. But, oh man, free booze and the spread was free too. I mean, that's from the days when, they took care of you, give you the free scotch and food, and then you wrote what they, because they tossed your ass out, the clubhouse. But now it was. You have to pay.
I've been to 2 UFC events as a member of the press, and both times the spread in press row was amazing. Steak, chicken parmesan, pasta.
What about the booze? Was it free?
Beer was. If you wanted liquor, they charged.
Now, what was this event? Mikey and I
UFC
travel.
Ultimate Fighting Championship.
Well, you should wrangle us an invitation. We'll probably you'll lose your press credentials afterwards.
If I haven't yet, I don't think I'm going to. But yeah, I covered one event in Columbus, Ohio, and one in Minneapolis.
Don't ever give up. You have to keep your credentials going.
They treated us amazingly. Like, I remember my journalism instructor at Kirkwood Community College before I went to the Columbus show told me, food on press row is awful. Make sure you have money for concessions. I'm like, okay. I got to press row, and I'm like, I'm never leaving.
I was thinking of something. I was thinking of my salad days of more than 20 years ago, and I didn't hear what he said. Did you hear what he said? I heard the echo though.
Yeah, that his journalism teacher said that avoid the food on Plus Road, just eat at the kitchen stand, and he saw the sweater on Plus Road. He's like, I'm not leaving.
He had a Druidism instructor.
Journalism.
You have Druids out there in Iowa?
Journalism.
Oh, I heard Druidism. That's my bad ear. It hurts now too. Yes, I really think that old Hoppy needs a vacation for a while to recharge his batteries. It got really cold here, Eric. We had to send Mikey out. Mikey comes from Virginia Beach, where it's beautiful in the 70s.
Or it was. Now it was 75 Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Then Sunday it was only 50.
I bought $50 worth of canned goods, and I left them in my trunk of my car because my back was acting up. Now they say that it was freezing. Well, what you're supposed to do, you put them in the refrigerator and use them afterwards. But, what the hell? If it kills me, I F-bomb it, right? Hey, I had a good run. And I'm 63. I always want, like, if I have a tombstone, which I'm not going to have, my ashes are going to be spread at Point Lobos and at Torrijos, if you're a Californian. And, but it's always so sad when you go into a cemetery and the person's not a veteran, or children's graves are always sad, but that they died like in their 40s or 50s. Yeah, well, I'm 63 now, so it's not embarrassing to die at 60. You still say, well, the guy kind of probably screwed up, got fat, ate crappy food and stuff, but you can still have some sense that you died with some dignity. Not as much as if you get into the 70s, though. But when you go to the graves, you see those people that get to like my great grandfather James Hopwood, 89 years old, and his daughter, my Aunt Mary, my great Aunt Mary, made it to 97. Fortunately, my grandfather I never met. He died at 56, but he got gassed during World War I. Speaking of gas, how are things out in Iowa when it comes to fuel prices? Because we had somebody here in Manchester filled the oil tank, with number 2 heating oil, $1,440, 250 gallons, about $5.80 a gallon.
In my city of Cedar Rapids right now, gas is about $4 a gallon.
What's the you don't use heating oil there? What do you use? Cow flops, and you claim that you don't burn books for heating, but we know better.
Most of our homes have electric heating.
Electric heating?
Yup.
Is that very efficient? They have that like in San Francisco. They got these wires under the rug that never does anything. San Francisco gets really cold, not like what we're going through. But Mikey came back, he got the sniffles. I got a sore throat. We are going to, it's going to be a cold winter.
Yes, it is.
Not necessarily cold, like record-breaking cold, but just because can't afford to heat like normally.
Gotta bundle up sometimes. Wear multiple layers.
We did have a last Stinky Gerard video, but we're not going to show it because we want to ask. Are you going on a match show with us?
Yes, I am.
Remember, yes. I get the good seat because of my back.
Yes.
And what was the reaction in, what's Iowa called? The Cowabunga State? I'm winking
Hawkeye
at you.
State.
Cowabunga? The hog calling state of Iowa.
Hawkeye.
That's right. You got those 2,000-pound hogs that you're driving, and suddenly it's there, and you have a 1969 Cadillac that's bigger than a trailer, a white trash living, and suddenly the car's totaled. How do the hog callers think about Trump announcing he's going to be president again? Because he'll probably be coming to Iowa.
We are actually a Republican state.
Oh,
for
we
the
know
most
that.
Part. I don't know really where we're at on Trump. I do know that there is still a lot of Trump signs in Cedar Rapids in my area.
And pickup trucks with flags, right? Flying the American flag. Hey, why don't you call in Matt Connaughton's show if you got a chance? Because Mikey and I are going there now, and we've run out of time. And
I will certainly call into Matt's show.
I promise her no more Iowa baiting. I mean, just the idea of one of those huge hogs coming after me.
John, I don't mind at all.
Okay, adios to Erich and adios to you. We're going to have a show next week. And God bless us or save us. Bye.